Many instructors involved in distance education are familiar with the concept of web-based video conferencing. In fact, the technology has caught on so much that individual personal video conferencing systems like Skype, FaceTime, and Google Chat are becoming ubiquitous. So, we all know the technology's out there, and we know that web-based systems like Blackboard Collaborate, Adobe Connect, and Big Blue Button can allow instructors to connect with students. But what many of us aren't sure about is whether or not this technology can contribute towards a rich and fulfilling learning environment for our students. Many educators refer to Chickering and Gamson's 7 principles when describing what good education is. Of the 7 principles, 5 of them relate directly to the functionality of Blackboard Collaborate. With 5 aspects of quality education being specifically addressed, it seems likely that, when used appropriately, Blackboard Collaborate can be a tool for instructors and facilitators to use in delivering good, high-quality lessons. In this video, we will show you how to create an online web conferencing lesson that will promote a social constructivist environment that is learner-centered, motivating, and effective. According to the interaction equivalency theorem, there are 3 types of interaction that are necessary in order for learning to occur. In distance education, these forms of interaction are especially important. Anderson suggests that if high levels of at least 2 of these forms of interaction occur, learners will be provided with a more satisfying educational experience. With Collaborate, student-to-student and student-to-instructor interaction is fostered through the use of both the audio and video capabilities. The audio feature allows for up to 6 participants to speak at any given time, but for more controlled conversations, the microphone can be set for less. If this is the case, each participant can take turns sharing their ideas. Synchronous audio capabilities are important because they allow for the spontaneity required to support and generate new ideas. Similarly, up to 6 students can stream video at the same time, or all users can be directed toward one video only. The ability to see other students and to hear their voices helps learners gain an overall impression about fellow students' beliefs and ideas. In our group, we found that the ability to edit our profile to incorporate photos allowed us to keep our webcams off during many of our conversations and still experience high-quality interaction.
The entire Blackboard Collaborate interface is supported by screen readers and has closed captioning capabilities. It also supports full keyboard navigation for anyone with mobility constraints. However, for those with slight vision problems, or for times when the webcam is used to demonstrate activities, the ability to remove and enlarge the audio panel is quite useful. The chat box can also be removed, and the font size can be increased. Individuals attending in real time or watching recordings are free to arrange the platform to suit their own needs and preferences. Taking advantage of the audio and video capabilities Blackboard Collaborate has to offer will ensure a high degree of student-to-student and student-to-instructor interaction, which will contribute towards a collaborative learning community.
Blackboard Collaborate has a number of features that allows you to share content. One feature of Blackboard Collaborate is the ability to load external content into the whiteboard. There are a number of different kinds of content that can be added to the whiteboard. Moderators or instructors can load images, PowerPoints, OpenOffice, and whiteboard files to share with other session participants. Another feature of Blackboard Collaborate is application sharing. Application sharing enables you to share your applications or entire desktop with others in the session. One nice feature of Blackboard Collaborate is the setup options that are available for these tools. This enables the moderator to either restrict or allow access to session participants for the use of these different tools.
Another way to share content and promote interaction and engaged learning is the web tour feature. A web tour feature allows either the moderator or any participant given the web tour permission to share a web page with the entire group. Selecting the Follow Me button allows the presenter to force participants to a particular page. Similar to a web tour, a web push forces a new browser and web page to open on each participant's individual computer. Participants can then explore the website on their own and complete online activities. Publishing the URL to the chat box or typing the URL directly into the chat box is another way to share web pages.
According to Tu and Corey, building a sustainable, interactive, collaborative online learning community relies on three major constructs: interactivity, social context, and technologies. The use of application and content sharing tools within the Blackboard Collaborate web conferencing system can help to facilitate interaction between the learner and the content, as well as between learner to learner and learner to instructor. These features also allow for collaboration and knowledge sharing amongst learners, which can help to support the foundation for building a socially interactive and collaborative learning community.
The Collaborate polling feature allows you to poll your participants at any time during your presentation. There are 4 different types of polls available: a simple yes-no poll, and then 3 multiple-choice polls. You can get a quick response by asking participants a question verbally, or you can write or post a question on the whiteboard that would require up to 5 different answers. These types of questions take more time to understand and should also be presented on the whiteboard. Of course, your polls could be prepared in advance, or the moderator can prepare one during the session based on the student needs. You can change your polls at any point during the presentation. When a poll is completed, you can save the results for reviewing after the event. This is very effective for anonymous polls. It's important for the moderator to establish a connection with the participants, so introducing a simple yes-no poll early in the presentation lets participants know that they can really be part of the conference. Polling has an easy option to output results for everyone to review. Once the poll is completed, there are 2 ways to view the results. 1. In the participants panel on the left of the workspace beside each person's name, and 2. By publishing the results on the whiteboard space. Polling encourages honest responses when results aren't shown. The moderator can choose to hide the results of the poll while participants are considering the question and submitting their choice. This encourages the participants to carefully consider their own response without being influenced by others' choices.
I'm now going to cover a feature in Blackboard Collaborate that can be used generally with classes larger than 8 students. The breakout room functionality provides basically the same strategy as would be used in a classroom. These smaller groups are usually created to temporarily divide the students in order to focus on specific learning tasks and experiences that can only be achieved in these smaller groups. As in the classroom, the moderator in Blackboard Collaborate is able to determine when, to control how the students are divided up, and for how long these smaller groups exist. In most cases, the number and purpose of these subgroups would be pre-planned and prepared for as part of the lesson. However, in some situations, the ability to pull students from a larger group into a separate room on the fly can be useful. As in the classroom setting, any materials and activities can be posted ahead of time on the virtual whiteboard in the individual rooms. Although the breakout rooms have all the affordances of the main room, The only recording capability is the content of the whiteboard. Unfortunately, there is no functionality to create audio recordings in the smaller rooms. As a last note, the use of the breakout rooms is considered an advanced feature, and it's recommended that the moderator be comfortable in the web conferencing milieu. To make this point, I'll describe a few of the required skills. When students are in the breakout rooms, the moderator must join a room to interact with respective students. Otherwise, the moderator can't be heard. He or she must be able to virtually circulate between the groups and efficiently communicate messages and instructions to each. Finally, he or she must be able to orchestrate when to bring the students back to the main room. Breakout groups are ideal for case-based or problem-based learning. Students can be presented with an authentic scenario, analyze what's going on, and what actions need to occur to achieve a resolution. The ability to share and document responses on the whiteboard makes this methodology viable using a web-based conferencing technology. Breakout groups can also be used for activities to consolidate learning. Brainstorming or having groups reorganize information in graphic format on the whiteboard supports a high level of interaction amongst the students and with the content. The small group setting can also create motivation and focus. Games and competitions between groups can encourage lively engagement and camaraderie. Finally, working in small groups with set goals can develop leadership skills and cooperation in a virtual setting. Series of small group sessions supports the forming, storming, and norming process to achieve a cohesive, effective group.
We began this presentation with two questions. What does good, quality education look like? And can Blackboard Collaborate contribute towards a rich and fulfilling learning environment? We have seen that quality learning occurs in environments that are rich with interaction, generate active learning, provide prompt feedback, and respect diversity. We found that the tools available in Blackboard Collaborate supported these points. The Audio and Video Center, the whiteboard and content sharing capabilities, polling, and breakout room functionality can be used by any moderator. These tools, along with the extensive accessibility features of Blackboard Collaborate, allow instructors to generate a social, constructivist, learner-centered environment that is motivating, encouraging, and collaborative. In essence, Blackboard Collaborate can be used to build a community of learning.